We are at tank number 3, which is the breeding tank this round, so to speak. And we have babies. We have been watching the molly. We have 2 mamas in here. We have a platy and a molly. So we have been watching the molly, but the platy gave us some babies. Let's see if I can show you somebody hiding. So we've been constantly checking because, we're excited about it and hoping for mollies, and the platy mama gave some babies, so might be able to see one swimming back there. And there she is. Let's see if I can get her in the... She just jumped when I saw her, so I don't want to get her too nervous. There she is. I think she's still producing her babies. Their babies don't come all at once. Sometimes they hold them back. We've got their new panda Cory cats there. And they cleaned up pretty good in here. And that's a snail. Clay and I love these snails. Anything that means less work for us sounds good. Okay, here's the little baby right up there. See if he'll show himself. So we have lots and lots of vegetation here. We're going to take out this fake plant, but we're going to wait a little bit. Let's see if we can see some more babies. So as soon as the mothers are at a good spot, we'll done giving birth, we'll take the babies or the mother out. We don't want to have too many babies too, guys, because we're not in business, the fish business. We're just enjoying them, and we're going to have a tank of platys, tank of guppies, swordtail tank, just 3 tanks, because we could fill our house with tanks literally. But we have some other projects that we have planned that I think you guys are going to love. Just kind of getting the fish started here. And if you haven't seen it, that's our SpongeBob SquarePants. There's the platy back there. And there's our little... What's that guy called? Pleco?
Pleco.
Pleco. Don't want to say it wrong.
Pleco.
Pleco, Pleco, Placo.
Depends on where you're from.
And these Cory cats have cleaned up all this extra leaves that have fallen from this hornwort plant. So we're pretty psyched about the babies. And the snails, we started like 3 in here, and the snails will overtake this. But we have plans for the snails as well. Clay's helping me. He's doing laundry. You don't have to do the laundry, doll.
Yeah, put the load in.
So he's helping out, which is very kind considering he had surgery on his hand. So he's probably getting antsy from sitting. Can't do everything all day. There he goes. He's swimming. And there's the molly. She's been in here 30 days and has not given birth. So maybe today might be her day. And we were just saying this morning that give the platy 2 more weeks, huh, honey?
Yeah.
So now we'll write it down with these guys.
No, we gotta give her 2 more days.
Yeah. Don't worry, he's not real.
Yeah. So did you see any of them?
Yeah, I saw a few
With the camera, I'm talking.
Yeah, I did. I was able to because sometimes, well, in the
They're really small, so.
she's probably still having them.
Oh, I'm sure. It takes several hours. She's over here in the back. The babies are in the top of the grass. I saw 2 babies.
Well, no, in the tank.
Pleco.
So we went and looked, and the babies were like teenagers. They were big in that tank. This cornwort really is great for the babies, huh?
Yes, they hide really good in it.
Some people don't like the hornwort or the snails, but what do you say, dear?
Well, let me tell you about the bladder snails.
That's what
People think they're a nuisance, but they eat the fish droppings, they clean the algae, and they eat any of this plant stuff. They don't eat green plants, they only eat the stuff that's dead or dying. So it keeps the tank clean from that.
Which was falling all
Which
over.
you see the gray stuff brown stuff down here in the bottom, they're eating that. So they're more beneficial than you know, the bladder snails are. There's a baby fish right there. Right there at the top. You see him?
Mm-hmm.
So they'll...
Did you heat your tanks?
No.
And we live in upstate New
I keep
York.
my house at 75, and that keeps the water temperature up. And with the lights on all day, it keeps the water temperature at about 76 to 78. So it's good temperature for live bearers.
How many years have you been keeping fish?
Excuse me.
He's 64, so
Since I was in my 20s.
so he's been keeping fish on and off. I know when we first
I've had just about every type of tropical fish other than things like cichlids and that. I've never owned cichlids. I was never impressed with other than the color.
but I like the
I've always liked the live bears myself.
I like the common everyday live bears.
The schooling egg layers I like.
I don't like anything too fancy. I mean, I know other people might like it.
And the
But
cory cats, as far as cory cats, they help clean up the excess food. If you overfeed the tropical fish, I feed from the top and let it slowly rain down. By the time the platys, mollies, and whatever, there's a baby over there going around, I think. Maybe I'm mistaken. Oh, it's
these
food floating around.
these are the bladder snails. They're like loaded in the pet stores because
Everybody hates bladder snails, and the pet shops will give them to you.
well, they come on the plants when they order them usually, right?
Yeah, the eggs come on the plants. You only need one bladder snail because they're hermaphrodite. They fertilize their own eggs if there's only one.
And the thing
And I only put 3 in this tank from the regular platy tank over there.
the thing
We
about
only started with what, six snails that they gave us at the pet shop?
yeah, something like
And I'd say at least each tank has got like 50 snails in it. They breed fast, and they will keep your tanks clean. They really will. You may not like the looks of them scrolling across your glass, but beneficial? Yes, they're very beneficial. You can see them up here. They're cleaning the algae and that off in your live plants. They're not eating the plants themselves. Any of this dead stuff that's floating around, they'll end up eating that. The cories mainly just clean off the bottom.
which they're all hiding right now. I don't see any quarry cats. Oh, there's one on the zucchini.
And the plecos eat the algae on the sides of your equipment, like the little SpongeBob house and the fake coral. The plecos will eat all the algae and that off in those. So will the snails. You can see some snails on there. But I'll tell you, it's really worth having the snails. If you get overabundant with them, you can get rid of some of them. Put them in a pond. They're beneficial to all ponds.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people work, and that keeps your tank clean, so you don't have to do all that work on your day off.
Well, you only have to do a water change every now and then. You don't have to drain your tank down to scrub everything, because they scrub it for you.
So we love the live bearers.
Uh-oh.
What?
There's a molly baby, too.
Where?
Over here.
I can see her.
Yep, there's 2 of them right there.
Oh, so now she started in.
Good.
Oh, good. So they both having babies the same day. I can't see the mollies, but we're looking. He'll show me when
Come off to the side here, and you'll see 2 of them sitting right there in the grass, right at the top. Aim it up. Aim it up.
Okay,
Off to the
looking.
side, right in there. There's molly babies.
I don't see him yet, but we will. We'll show him when we can find. Well, saw them, so good deal.
Right up in there.
The molly babies are black, and the other ones are whitish.
Yep.
Like,
So we should be able to take both mothers out by tomorrow.
good. And that's good because the mothers will eat their babies.
Well, they only will eat the babies when they first have them, and the babies haven't sucked up the yolk sac that's underneath them. So you don't have to worry about that. Once the babies eat up the yolk sac and
Well, I saw one over here too, a big one.
They will outswim the mothers.
There's a big one over here.
Yeah, I can see him right there. Molly baby.
I don't know if you guys can see him, but
So I guess
well, we did good today,
Yeah.
huh?
I'll just mark it all down in my calendar in my phone when they had them. Now we can move the molly over in the molly and the platy over into that tank.
Tank two.
Unless you want to keep the mollies over here, but
No, let's keep this for the babies for a little bit, and
All
we'll
right.
keep moving things around.
because we still can put that mother guppy in here too.
Oh yeah, we could even put the mother in here to have her babies.
She's ready to have little ones too.
And I'm excited about that because I love the guppies.
And she won't bother these babies because these babies are too big for her to chase around.
And we don't, and like I think I said, well I know I said, we don't want 1,000 babies. We just want enough for
Well,
our
you just
tanks.
have a few to replace anything that may die in the future. If they're overbreeding, they don't have as long as lifespan as if you just had a bunch of males or females.
Because my thought is, if you want to get a tank for your children or yourself and you don't want to hassle, get the bladder snails, get the live bears and the hornwort. And you should be
You want some cory cats and some algae eaters too.
yeah, but you won't be, but I guess my
You
thought,
only need one algae eater because between the snails and the algae eater, you're still going to have to feed. I don't know if you can see it in the back there next to the octopus. There's a thing of zucchini. See, you take and slice some cucumber or some zucchini, and you boil it. Get your water boiling. Put your slices in the water and put your timer on for 5 minutes, and then drain them and put them in the cold water. Set them on a paper towel to dry. Then you can put them in the freezer and have fish food for the whole season.
I saw a baby actually swimming on the bottom there.
Well, once they have them, they drop, and then when they suck up all the yolk sac that's underneath them, they start swimming freely. Some of them go right from being dropped by the mother to swimming freely, depending on how big they are. The bigger they are, the faster they
Here, you want to take the
Go to
camera on that
swimming.
side so we can see if, because you're seeing the mollies
Well,
over
I'm
there?
not seeing them over here now. There's one over here. He's up in there, but
Oh, talk about your light for a second, too.
This light is an under-the-counter light, and you can see how bright it is. And I've got it just taped over the edge so that it doesn't fall in.
Well, they had fish tanks at Petco
Yeah, this is a 20-gallon tall.
for like $25, right?
Yes,
Right in the front of the store.
but you want to get them now because they'll go back up to $50
Yeah.
for a 20 tall.
So then we had a little bit of issues with the hoods. We didn't like the lighting on them, so we said, hey, this is working.
Well, these are actually under the counter, and they're good for plant growth. So it's going to be dual purpose for these tanks.
Just make sure you hook it up right so you don't get shocked, right?
Yeah.
Make sure you ask an electrician
You're
to
not
help
going to
you.
get shocked. They have the dial on and off switch. I'm going to plug it directly into the power strip so that it goes. I have a timer on there and just plug it right into the timer.
I'll say a disclaimer. Go have an electrician hook it up for you.
No, it's
Well, you know what I'm saying.
all it is just a light with a
Well,
cord
you
and
got to be careful.
cord and a plug-in. I mean, you can't mess it up. There's only one way for it to go together. And they also give you an extension cord in case you got a long ways to go with your plug. They give you a mini extension, so it gives you another foot.
But the disclaimer, have an electrician put it in.
If you're not normally good at that kind of stuff, yeah, I would. But
Okay, so there's the
it's
fish.
pretty much self-explanatory. Well, that one's a tiny little molly.
Oh, yeah.
So we got some that are all different sizes.
Well, we didn't see the mothers actually giving birth, but we do see the evidence.
Well, we would have liked to, but I'm just as glad that they're doing what they're doing so that we're getting some babies. Because we've only got 4 mollies. We got the 2 adults, and we have 2 juveniles over in the other tank, the swordtail tank. And we set this tank up mainly for, she wanted a guppy tank, and
So, well, we'll
with
just...
the baby mollies and the platys in here, as they get larger, we can add them to the other tank and get them all separated.
I just wanted babies.
You'll have babies, because the guppies are next for having. We've got probably 8 guppies over there, but most of them are males. They're all young, but most of them are males.
So it's an exciting day for us. So mollies and platys normally have babies every 30
As
days.
far as the swordtails, we got probably 20 of them
Yeah,
babies.
out of
Swordtails are very prolific.
our swordtails made more babies than our
We
guppies or anything.
We only have 2 females.
Yeah, they made more babies than anybody, didn't they? Which is funny because you never hear that, do you?
You would think the guppies would have been overpowering as far as babies. But
No, it was the swordtails by far
the
had more
guppies'
babies.
babies are so small that the swordtails are eating them as fast as they're having them.
They were so well fed they kept having babies. So
I feed them in the morning, and then I supplement them with the zucchini, and I also put algae wafers in there for the plecos and the cories, because they love that algae.
and Clay was in farming.
Snails do too.
Clay was in farming for years, and here's the thing: if you're gonna raise any kind of animal,
Well, as you get older, you can't go out and do all that you could do when I was younger, so I pretty much got out of the birds and that.
but if you're gonna raise any kind of animal, feeding is the most important
Oh yeah,
thing.
you got to make sure they've got plenty of food, but not enough where it's going to go to waste. 'Cause
Yeah.
the prices of feed is getting costly, especially now that we're into the pandemic and
All that stuff.
inflation. Inflation now, it's got to be outrageous for the price of feed. I'm glad I got out of that before the inflation hit.
Well, even before when we kept chickens, we always felt that it's a hobby. You're not going to get rich on it. It's for your family kind of thing. And I absolutely love these panda quarries. They're a little bit smaller than the regular quarries cats. Well, guys, it's an exciting day here at the Popple Backyard Farm.
Hoping some of the little mollies would come out in the open so you could get a better shot of them. I was surprised to see both mollies and platys today.
I know. Well, they must have been overnight.
I don't know about if they were overnight or this morning.
Yeah, I think actually
I
this
didn't
morning.
see any this morning.
Because we've been watching this tank like a hawk, so they must have just started.
Could be a lot more by the time there's. No, that's a bubble. Thought it was a baby platy.
Oh yeah, our SpongeBob SquarePants house we got at Walmart for $7, but now we see it's like
we got
$20.
it for $2.
No, $2.50. $2, right? What am I saying? $7. $2.50, and it's the big one. But now it's what? Now it's more. I don't know.
Almost $20.
Yeah. So keep your eyes open. You never know what you might see.
Just watch for sales.
So I don't know what that was all about, but we saw it at
They
several
probably
of
had
them.
them. They probably had them in stock for so long and hadn't sold any of them. So if they knocked the price down on them, they probably had a big sale on them because we went to that one store we got this one at and there wasn't any left. So
They probably saw.
somebody was taking advantage of it besides us.
Oh yeah. They probably thought, well, they'll tell their friends and relatives, and now everyone will have a SpongeBob house.
Even that mother Molly looks like she's a little smaller.
Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed the fish fry. We will.
But there was no tartar sauce with this fish fry.
I know. So, so anyway, remember, big or small, you can be a backyard farm, and we'll be giving you some updates. God bless. Bye bye.